Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. Today we're looking at the 18mm AB Austrian Napoleonics. AB is just the, people often ask, they're owned by Eureka Miniatures in Australia. They have a UK agent as well, and I believe an agent in the States. AB is the original sculptor, Anthony Barton. He owned them before selling them on to Eureka, so I believe. But often people ask me why AB. So we those of us that paint these type of figures, we just call them AB. Anyway, got that out of the way. So yeah, we've got some Austrian Lancers or Uhlans. That's about the only bit of German you're going to get out of me today. I've just been looking at the regiments to pronounce them, and I've just given up. I've done 2 takes on this. So we're looking at here, Yellow Cap Regiment. I'm not even going to pronounce the Zapka or whatever it's called. That's a special like shako cap they're wearing. The yellow ones are the 1st Regiment, and the red ones are the 3rd Regiment. There's also a green regiment, number 2, and a white regiment, I believe, later came along around 1814, so that had a white hats. The only differences between them, they still carry the yellow and black pinions on the lances, the same. That's the only thing you'll see. The trumpeters, as far as I'm aware, had the red plume, and that's about it. The officer distinctions is it's black over yellow over black. Sorry, 2 lots of black over yellow, so a yellow band more or less in the middle, and he has gold, the usual gold type of braid and things. But that's really about it. They seem pretty frugal on that. So these are the guys I'm painting at the moment. I've done a mixture of coloured horses as usual, unless a regiment has a particular solid colour. These ones have all been oil washed. They've got differences of believe burnt umber and raw umber on them. The lances on the red caps, they've been completely replaced with large paper clips that once I cut off, I put the paper, the straight piece into my Dremel, turn it on and put a file at the end and just get a rough point to it. I've also, obviously because I've replaced the lances, because they were like spaghetti, it's not the fault of the sculpts, it's just white metal, you know what it's like, especially if they've been in a bag jumbling about. No matter how I tried to straighten them, they just weren't looking right. So I've also had to replace the pinions on them, so I did that with some cut up pop can. The badge is at the end supposed to be a crown, and I believe the F for the Emperor, but it just is a rough splodge. The problem is when you've got this scale, you can sometimes get the crowns to look roughly like crowns. The only problem you have is it takes so much room up on the saddle blanket, it starts looking a bit ridiculous. So I tend to just go for a stylized look. I've got another 6 I'm doing. I've just got the flesh and I believe some more of the black to do, and then a clean up. They've got the red dog's tooth, you can't tell, around the edge of the saddle cover, which is sheepskin. I don't believe some of like the French regiments and that would have a black sheepskin for the trumpeter and the officers, again just to help them donate them in battle, but from what I've been able to tell, these didn't, so they've all got the same. I've done a bit of a turquoise wash as I normally do over the metallic. They've got yellow sashes around the waist, which you can't really see on these particular guys, but you will do on the others. They have brown fittings on most of the, so holding the sabre up. Most of the artwork I'd seen, as in original artwork at the time I'd seen, had got white fittings around the lance, so that's what I've done with that. And no carbines with these guys, I could see. Yellow and black cords on the again, I can't even pronounce it, on the hat, let's put it that way. Red piping around the back of the seams of the jacket and across the back of the jacket, although obviously most of it's covered up. Brown leather water canteen. Some show brown or black strapping, but I've gone for the white because again that's what I'd seen on a lot of the artwork. Put a bit of magenta around the faces. Now these guys I did first, and I only cut I drilled the lance into, left the lower lance, and because I was too scared of I've got a Dremel, but it's not some tinsy wincy little thing, and I was really worried I was going to hack out. I do try and use a hand drill a lot of the times, but it just wasn't having any, so in the end I had to drill that out. So I went for drilling, putting the shortened paper clip in, the same procedure, but obviously I did these first before the red caps, because I was too scared of doing the rest of the work on them. It's not something I've done before. I do probably wish now that I'd actually removed them completely, but never mind. These are our yellow guys. Got a couple of, once I've done these, I've got a couple of regiments of hussars as well to do. I normally do a couple of the same colour and then usually change the actual mains and tails. And add different socks on them, and you can't get, because these have got the light cavalry like bridles where they've got the crisscross over the front of the horse with a bit of a brasswork on it. You can't put a lot of the white on or anything like that. So the blaze on the front is the word I think I'm trying to use. The clients bought these separately, I think, the officers, and it's a bit of a weird stance because you've got standing horse and more or less another standing horse, and the other trumpeter I'm working on's on a standing horse, and all the others are moving. Well, he's just about moving, this guy. Yep, there we go. So that's our Lancers. As I say, I've got another 6 to go, and after that I've got to clean up. Tomorrow I'm cleaning up a couple of regiments of hussars, so some more light cavalry to go, and you'll see those probably in the next week or two. So guys, thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look. I just wanted to get these under the camera before I start varnishing, although I've just noticed on at least 2 I've got a couple of little cleanups to do. So these will be going under the varnish at the same time as those Claymore castings medievals, so hopefully you may well see those Claymores based up in the next week or so. I decided to base those up, and I'll wait out till I say I'm a bit more flush, and I'll buy some archers and things like that. But yeah, so coming up we've got, you may well see in the next week or so, some of the hussars. You'll see hopefully some base Claymore castings as well. So guys, thank you very much. I hope everything's going well with you. I hope you're all keeping safe and sound, and we will catch each other very soon on another video. Cheers.